Yo, what's the deal? You got along with the Six Skin Poet here to do a video response to the Scorpion show. Do you call him a man or woman? I think it's up to the person how that person is perceived. And just as much as we should not disrespect anybody for their life choices, you can't say it's disrespectful for somebody who perceives the characteristics of a gender to be one way or another. You can't consider it disrespectful that that person perceives it one way, especially if the other person is misleading other people. I think the main part of this that I think is important to grasp the reality is that you can dress up one way. You can have as much gene therapy as you like. But if you can't carry yourself as such, if you can't inseminate, if you can't conceive, then you have failed to fulfill the role of that gender. And that's just the reality of it. You, just as much as a person should not disrespect another person for their choices, you can't you can't say another person is disrespectful for viewing a person as something that they're trying not to be. It's misleading. And it'd be different if the person explained it and said this is the reasoning for the confusion. But if the person is just trying to pretend to be something and visually they don't appear to be that, then the person's going to be confused. And so I agree with Mikhail to a certain extent. I think it's important to maintain the reality of the situation, because if, and this is just me specifically, if somebody comes up to me and it happens to be, a man, in this particular case it happens to be a man, and the man is saying that they're a woman, and they're 6 foot tall, and they're built like a football player, and they have a shadow, and they wear caked up makeup this thick, I'm not going to perceive them as a woman, because in my definition, that doesn't, just because you do those things doesn't mean you're a woman. Just because you have breasts doesn't mean that you're a woman to me. To me, a woman can conceive. That is what makes a woman a woman. That is the difference. You have a lot of people who wear makeup nowadays. You have actors that wear makeup. You have a lot of people that do a lot of different things. But what really concretely makes one thing, one person, one gender, and another person, another gender, you can wear a strap on all day. You can cut your hair short. You can wear no bra and wear a really tight wife beater to cover up the fact that you have breasts. But that doesn't take away the fact that you are a woman and that you cannot get another woman pregnant. So it's important to maintain, though we like to live in a world where we can make up shit and make the world whatever it is that we want to make it, it's important to still identify with reality. Because once we lose sight of that, well then, where is the structure? How interesting would dating be when you have to find out, above all the other interesting things that you have to deal with in the dating world now, is that you really have to investigate somebody to find out what their gender is, to find out if they're capable of having children. I mean, at what point does it become ridiculous? So, overall, I would just say that, though you want to maintain a certain respect for people, at the same token, however a person perceives you to be, if you can carry yourself like the gender that you're trying to impersonate, a person is entitled to, perceive you in any way if you're pretending, until you clarify that information. But that's my take on it, along with the Six Skin Poet, 2 fingers, and I'm out.